What's up, guys? I'm back for another video, and this time I'm just working on a little small stuff on the 240. Pretty much I already went on a little first test drive, kind of, so I guess now I put a good amount of miles on it. Not that many, probably like 100 maybe miles on it. So right now I'm gonna do an oil change because I'm probably gonna be doing this for a while. I'm just gonna be cycling the oil through, making sure everything's straight. I don't even have an oil cooler on it yet because I want to make sure that there's nothing in the oil. I don't have any issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this oil change, start jacking it up, see how this goes. Alright, so I got the engine jacked up. I forgot to mention the other thing I did was I rewired the fans, because this whole time I've always had electric fans. They always been trash. Like, the wires would overheat and one would stop working, and then my gauge inside would start reading up to like 200, 210. And with the fan clutch, I never went over to like 170, so I was almost ready to give up on this, and the wires were always overheating, so I almost threw the clutch back on. But as I was taking everything out to do that, I noticed the ground wire, the crimp on the actual wire, pretty much the wire came off the crimp. So that explains why, because my grounds were all trash. So I fixed that, I tested it, and it's not overheating anymore. So hopefully it'll be good. If not, I'm throwing the clutch back on. I'm tired of dealing with overheating issues, but I got it jacked up. It's making hella weird noise because it's sitting on the jack and jack stands, so it's fine. I'm not gonna die, but I guess let's start throwing this oil in. Alright, so I got the oil drained. Don't see anything in the oil, so that's good. Got worried there, but that's my hair that fell in when I was looking down at it, so. But don't see anything in the oil that's that concerning, so we should be solid. I tried to clean out this as much as I could. There was still some shit in there, but yeah. So now that I got the oil changed, dump some more oil in here and run it for a little bit, see how these fans work after rewiring them, and see how that goes. What's up, guys? I'm back at the shop, and today I'm going to be working on changing out the thermostat. The one I have in there now is an OEM replacement, but I bought one with a cooler temperature, so pretty much it opens up a little bit earlier. Should be around like 150 is when it should open, so I think it would help it stay a little bit cooler. I also got an actual thermostat gasket because I don't want to wait on the RTV to seal, so I'm just going to clean off the RTV, put the gasket on, and the thermostat. It should be good. Also, hopefully I don't have to drain the whole coolant because I got one of these clamps. So I'm just going to clamp it down, unbolt the housing, and then pretty much change out the thermostat real quick. So probably got to jack it up so I can fit a catch can underneath, but that's what I'm working on right now. Alright, so I got the thermostat out, all cleaned up, and here's the old one, here's the new one. Pretty much they almost look identical. It's just the opening temperature on this one is 76 and this one's 60. So that should be about 150 Fahrenheit. So make it a little bit cooler. Just gonna throw this back in. Make sure the jiggle's on the top, and then yeah, put this gasket back on and it should be good. Kind of glad I did this and didn't silicone it, because maybe I could drive this today, but we will see. Goes like that, so yep. That on there. This there. And so that's on. Jiggles on the top. Okay. Try to put this back on now. I'm going to need another hand, so I'm gonna stop recording and then put this on. Go on a little test drive. I can't really film and drive, but been on the highway and have been driving around. It's probably like 100 and something outside, and it's under 180, so that's solid. That's the lowest it's ever been with these electric fans actually driving around, so kind of happy. Keep going, see how this goes. Alright guys, so I'm back from the test drive, or I guess break-in drive, and it went pretty well. Kind of a little boring to film if I was to film it, because I'm just driving to like 3,000 RPMs, dropping the RPMs, not going in boost. Like, it's not the funnest thing to record, but has to be done, I guess. Everything's looking pretty nice. Haven't found any leaks yet, so that's good. Only thing that sucks is this shit was rubbing on the ground. So now I need to get one of those now, which is fucking trash. That's the AC line going to the compressor, but it's just crappy luck, I guess. But got a new intake filter, because I have a thing about not replacing those when I should, but got a brand new one. And yeah, everything's looking pretty nice. Just probably gonna give it a once over, tighten everything down, make sure I don't have any leaks. I haven't found any yet, but they could always spring up at any time, so gotta keep an eye out for that shit. I thought I did have a leak earlier, because I went to Summit to pick up this filter, and as I was pulling out, I just smelled like a whiff of all of the oil being burnt. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then I noticed there was a Honda Civic that just fucking passed by me, so I'm like, it's probably that. So, but just in case it's not, I'm still gonna check everything, make sure everything's solid, and go from there. But I did a good amount of miles on break-in. Usually full tank to empty is like 300 miles for me. I did a quarter tank, and I changed the oil, and then now I'm about to be at a half tank, so that's like 150 miles, I guess, that I'm at, maybe more. But yeah, my TAC doesn't work as far as like counting the mileage. It doesn't really work, so got to figure something else out for that. But as far as this goes, everything looks pretty solid. I'm pretty happy that this isn't leaking, because I thought that was going to be the biggest issue, but I don't see any leaks coming from that, so that's dope. I don't have to take that off, which I was hoping I didn't have to, but yeah. I'm really hyped up this driving, and if you saw the clip from earlier, I put the thermostat in, and then I got new fans on. I got to clean up the wiring, but driving around everywhere on the street, I stay at probably 150, to be honest, and then on the highway I'm at like 180, maybe a little bit less. So that's about where I was when I was using the fan clutch, so that makes me kind of happy about that. And literally right when I come to a stop, it drops back down to 150 like instantly, so I'm pretty happy about that. Finally, these fans are actually working, because it's been so long that I've been using these, and it's been so long they haven't been working. So for the fact that they're working right now, they're both working, wire's not overheating, I'm not blowing fuses, like, it's nice. But I traded that for having to replace this AC line, which is kind of trash. But it's running great, and I'm loving it. I can't wait until I can get in boost. I may have let it whistle a few times, but I mean, it wasn't full boost. It was like 1 pound of boost, and it was so whatever. Fuck. I'm still doing the break-in. I'm doing it as good as I can. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna move the truck and reverse the car back in so I could drive the truck home, because my apartments won't let me park this over there for some reason. Fucking bougie ass area, but it's whatever. Fuck it. Alright, so I just filled up. This is my first like 350 miles. Everything's pretty solid. The only thing I'm having an issue with is, damn, you can't even see it on here, but wow, now it's working. But my wideband gauge is pretty much overheating and stopped working. So I got an extra one. Gonna take it off and swap it out. That way I don't have this issue, because once it gets hot, because I was on the back roads, once it starts getting hot, it just reads 0. Like, so go back to the shop, just filled up, and change out this wideband. Alright, so we're back at the shop, and everything's running good except for that oxygen sensor that I was telling you at the gas station. Pretty much it works now because it cooled down, but once it's actually heated up, it's not wanting to do anything. It's just zeroed out. So what I'm going to do now, since I have an extra O2 sensor, I'm going to go ahead and replace it and see how that goes. So I found an issue. For some reason, anything above $3,000, it just sputters like that. Like, it just, I feel like it's the mass airflow sensor, or I have a boost leak. So sadly, I got a good ways to drive because I was trying to break this in, but yeah, that's what I'm dealing with now. So I guess I got to figure out what's going on here. But for now, I'm gonna attempt to get home as fast as I can. So yeah. Alright, we're back at the shop. So I don't know exactly what's going on with this, because it was running fine this whole time until now. The only thing I did different is I did take out the distributor and then clean out. I took out the whole pretty much distributor and cleaned it out and put it back in. My only thoughts is maybe I stabbed it in wrong, so what I'm going to do, I guess, is take the valve cover off and then unstab it again to see if it's lined up. If it's not lined up, then I know that's the issue. If it is, then I got to start searching. Maybe it's a boost leak. That's my only other idea. But since that's the only thing I changed, I'm going to go ahead and take that off and see how it goes. Kind of sucks, because I thought I wouldn't have to take this off again, but fuck it. If it fixes it, I'm happy. So, guess let's start taking this out, taking all the plugs off, and go from there. Hopefully this is the issue, because, man, I found some dope back roads, and like, right when I got into it, no power at all. And I'm not even getting to boost, so that just shows, like, I push the gas, and it's like, it gives no spark at all. So I'm assuming it'd probably be something with a distributor being off time or something. So I'm going to gun this off, and hopefully we're good from there. Seems to be running a lot better now. Don't mind the actual speedometer, but yeah, it's actually running pretty good. It's not dropping RPMs like it was before, and when I'm driving, I actually have power. I took off the timing cover for no reason. I think I just had a boost leak. I just tightened all the clamps, and it's working pretty solid now. So I'm about to get on the highway to make sure all the way in the RPM it still works. So we'll see. Alright, so I did a little test drive, and it's running a lot better now. Turns out I think it was just like a boost leak, so just tightened up all the couplers, and it was running good after that. So for right now, we're solid. The only problem is I had to take the valve cover off and put it back on, because I just rigged it together just to see if it was going to run right, and I had a huge oil leak, like pretty big. So if you can see that, yeah. So I fixed that, so no more oil leaks. Everything's running good right now, so I guess I'm done for today. I'm about to go run, snack some food, and I'll be back again soon, hopefully. Probably next week, because I work all week. I can only do this on the weekends. That's when I record. That's why these take so long, so